Hi guys, this is Outdoor Gear Lab channel. Today's topic, Yamaha YZ 250. The resurgence of the two-stroke MX bike is real. From new to used, prices and demand for these pingers are at all-time highs. And have you looked at the number of two-stroke project bikes out there lately? It's a lot. While Kawasaki, Honda, and Suzuki threw in the towel on the two-stroke world a long time ago, Yamaha's kept their hat in the ring with the potent YZ line throughout the years. According to Yamaha, the YZ 250 model is the longest-running production motorcycle at 48 years, and while it hasn't seen much change since its aluminum chassis debut in 2005, it has remained a staple in both the motocross and off-road worlds. The YZ 250 did get some updated styling in 2015, but the engine, frame, and the like retained their similarities from years prior. Now, for 2022, Yamaha made many changes to its flagship two-stroke. The striking new body styling not only looks great but serves a practical purpose as well. And before you ask, no, the new plastic won't bolt onto your 2021 YZ. A new fuel tank, radiator shrouds, and seat create a flatter and narrower rider cockpit that feels much more modern. The new side plates and rear fender also feature a totally new air intake system. Two large holes on either side of the rear fender feed streamlined channels under the seat to reduce airflow resistance by a claimed 15%. This eliminates multiple air entry points of the past. Yamaha has gone from 4 intake areas to 2 massive vents and made the pathway more efficient in the process. Aside from the intakes, the motor internals remain the same. Along with the obvious external changes, the YZ endures sports some other key updates. New suspension, brakes, and tires are the same components found on the YZ 250S ultra-modern YZ 250F 4-stroke brother. The YZ 250S, previously much like KYBS SS4, and shock feature specific valving for the lighter two-stroke and are sprung stiffer than last year's YZ 250. These new changes land the 2022 Yamaha YZ 250 at $7,799, which is a $300 increase in price. Yamaha offers the Monster Energy Racing Edition model for $7,999. But unlike some of the other edition models out there from competing manufacturers, Yamaha's edition version is all about graphics, with no performance mods. Kick. The YZ 250 still starts the old-fashioned way, manually. Luckily, it never takes more than a few kicks for it to fire. Just sitting on the bike, you can tell it's different. The slimmer cockpit feels modern and racier, and the flat seat is easier to scoot around on. The previous seat had a more bowed-out shape that created a deeper rider pocket, giving it a somewhat vintage feel. The YZ's new, flatter seat feels more like those on more modern KTM, Husqvarna, Gas, and Honda motocrossers. It's been a few years since I rode a two-stroke at the track, but the new YZ had me asking, why? The sweet sound of that meaty two-stroke power band instantly put a smile on my face, and the YZ's lightweight feel is simply amazing. The YZ is only 5 pounds lighter than its YZF counterpart, but the bike feels much lighter than that on track since it doesn't have all those moving valves and cams inside the motor producing unwanted reciprocating weight. Plus, you have zero engine braking. As a result, the YZ 250 is easy to maneuver from side to side and requires less effort when barreling through braking bumps. The motor and overall engine character are, without a doubt, the biggest takeaway. Yes, the actual power plant is the same classic YZ that many know and love, but the way it delivers power now is night and day. For me, two-strokes have always had that light switch type power delivery. They're either on or off, making it challenging to find the power's sweet spot. Maybe that's why I've stayed away from two-strokes for so long. This new YZ, however, feels more like a 250cc 4-stroke but with more excitement. You can't be lazy, necessarily, but you don't need to work as hard to make it rideable as you did before. The bike builds tons of speed from bottom to mid, with every part of second and third gears being that true sweet spot. It carried longer than I anticipated, too, and it didn't scream for a shift in every high RPM section. That crispy two-stroke snap and the sheer connectivity of the throttle to the rear wheel make it even more enjoyable to ride. Gone are the days of a narrow power window and rapid shifts to enjoy the YZ's full badass potential. This bike has vet, intermediate, and pro-level performance right out of the crate. As far as suspension, neither of our testers made a single click of adjustment during our day on the YZ 250 at Cahuilla Creek. The track got reasonably rough, but the KYB components ate up every bump with ease. We agreed the bike overall stays more planted, and the updated internals and the fork resist the diving and bucking of older YZs. It rides flat and stable, but the lightweight nature of the two-stroke along with the rapid piston pulse and tire spinning, do tend to dance around more than the tractor-like 4 strokes. That's the nature of the beast, and it's sort of the best part of riding a 2-stroke. It feels alive. The brakes and tires work just as good, if not better than we expected, and overall, it was hard to wipe the smile off our faces all day. 2-strokes are just so damn fun. After riding the 2022 Yamaha YZ 250, my perspective on 2-strokes has changed. This bike didn't have that small, hypey window of power that I remembered, and didn't require a hand of steel to feather the clutch in every turn. Instead, its long and usable power made it easy to ride fast through every section of Caguila's power-hungry layout. The simple 2-stroke design feels light and flickable on track, and newly updated suspension components aid in that aspect. Yamaha's resurgence in their Premix predecessor shows the 2-stroke market is alive and well with no signs of slowing down. In fact, it's more competitive than ever.